to look up here and identify that western hemlock by the very top of the tree. Remember I said it flopped over one way or the other? So you can see the very top of it.
She's small, sorry.
Welcome to the top of the hill. Take a look at the forest bed. And you're going to see down there on the floor that there is a lot of moss. Another small, beautiful plant life down there. But we're looking at the moss in particular. This moss was used to insulate our longhouses. That was pretty smart. It was also put inside of our moccasins for padding. Now moss also has a natural coagulant in it, and it's very absorbent. So it was used to address cuts and wounds, and it was also used as a diaper. Yeah. And I was told last week that we learned to use this moss from Grandfather Brown Bear. The bear, when it gets cuts or wounds on it, will take this moss and catch its own cuts with the moss. That's smart as bear. Yeah, so we did learn from, we refer to the brown bear as our grandfather, very well-respected animal. And we learned a lot from the bear as well as other plant life around us. Now the plants that are coming out, these little bushes that are coming out of the moss, most of those are blueberry bushes. Yeah. We will not see fruit on those until about mid-August. We have all sorts of mushrooms, and I'm just in the learning process of those, so I won't really talk about them, but there are a lot of different species, and I have to learn them before I can really talk about them. Yeah. There are some. Let's get back here. Where was I? Blueberries. Okay, so at the beginning of the season, we have what's called the salmonberry. The salmonberry got its name because it looks like a cluster of salmon eggs. So that's what's coming out right now. And then at the end of the season, we have blueberries. In between salmon berries and blueberries, we have a whole lot of other berries. We have the huckleberry, the low bush and high bush cranberry. We also have the wild strawberry, wild raspberry, gray currant, I'm lost. Thimbleberry, thank you. The watermelon berry. And I'm still missing one, but we'll just go with the elderberry. The elderberry is actually poisonous until we cook it. So we have to turn it into a jam or a jelly. And I was also told to try it in pie. So I'll try that later this season. We have lots of berries. And that makes for a big part of Grandfather Bear's diet. And when the brown bear wakes up from his sleep, one of the first plants that he is looking for is the skunk cabbage. Now, skunk cabbage is a big leafy plant. You might have seen some of it along the way, and I'll point it out when we get to the bottom of the hill. This plant, though, it's a thermal plant that holds a temperature of about 70 degrees. So when the snow is breaking up, you can see the skunk cabbage coming out of the ground, and then around it will be a big circle where it has melted all the snow. And there it is right here. Take a look down, you can see the big, huge green leaves coming right out of that moss. And traditionally, we will use this plant to wrap our fish in it and cook it. It's sort of like nature's tinfoil. It could also be used as a plate. And again, the bear is digging up the roots from that plant and eating it. For digestive purposes, it's just kind of like a bear laxative. And one day the bear dug up a few plants right down there. You can barely see the reminiscence of it left. There was a bear that followed us in one day. It was sitting at the top of the hill there, and it was creeping along, and it stopped and ate some of that skunk cabbage. But I was telling people it was following us because it was curious about the Meals on Wheels program. And you can see a lot of salmonberry bushes right here. And then that other flower, the big white flower that's on there, or around the salmonberry bushes is the thickleberry blossom.